before we go, Bitcoin was under 8,000 earlier today.
Buy it.
Regardless though of the drop, if I said to you Bitcoin dropped to 5,000, you'd say buy it.
Buy it. Because here's the thing, the daily price of Bitcoin doesn't matter. It's been alive for 10 years. In every year, other than 2015, it's made a higher low. The market cap has grown every single year. Every fundamental indicator of Bitcoin, usage, wallets, block size, transaction size, number of transactions, every single one, hash rate, making new highs. All of the indicators of the network and the network value are rising. The price of any asset fluctuates. Let's take Amazon. Amazon has been a public company for 20 years. In every year, including this year, it's at a double-digit drawdown. The average peak to trough, minus 31%. Twice, minus 90%. When was the right time to sell? Never. Who's owned it since the IPO to today? Jeff and his mom and dad. That's it.
Hey, what's going on, Bull Runners? Welcome back to the channel. Glad to have you guys here. Did you buy the dip? Now, obviously, Bitcoin is not at $8,000 anymore, significantly higher, but the old adage is true. Buy the dip. Did you buy the dip? Let me know down in the comment section. Smash the thumbs up if you did buy the dip. And also imagine waking up to find the market buzzing with massive moves, regulatory shakeups, and a mysterious $600 million XRP transfer that's got everyone talking right now. What's driving these changes and what do they mean for your portfolio? Well, stick around because today's news could change how you trade, invest, and also think about crypto. Plus, today we will be heading over to X to find out all the breaking news in the crypto world today. We're going to be diving deeper into these regulatory situations. The U.S. Treasury calls for public comment on the Genius stablecoin bill. And unfortunately, we do have to continue to be patient with XRP and also Solana, because the ETFs have been pushed back a little further. We'll also go check out Forex Factory so you guys know what news is coming up that you need to know about the end of this week. And we will be jumping into the XRP charts. Did you buy the dip? Last time we had a big move to the upside and then a dip. Well, we were able to make the move up. And obviously, as of right now, we have had a pretty significant dip over the last couple of weeks. We'll dive deeper into this, looking at the very important levels of support and also resistance that you need to know about. Plus, we will be taking a look at our long-term and short-term momentum waves on multiple time frames. But first, let's head over to CoinMarketCap, check out the overall health of the crypto market today. And by the way, if you're new here, my name's Ryan Huggins. And if you're like most people where you don't have the opportunity to spend hours a day in the crypto news, well, that's what we do for you every day. So make sure you subscribe. And if you are still feeling bullish about this current bull run, let me know by commenting 777 down below. So first and foremost, our total market cap is $3.92 trillion, which is down 1.75% in the last 24 hours. That market cap had a beautiful surge right up to $4.2 trillion and rejected off that and unfortunately has had lower lows and lower highs on these last couple of weeks to the downside. Fear and Greed Index is coming in at 53, sitting in the neutral zone. Altcoin Season Index coming in at 44 out of 100. Once we break above 50, we're starting to have some smooth sailing into altcoin season. Bitcoin dominance the last 24 hours has had a little bit of a move to the upside. Top 6 cryptos by total market cap. Bitcoin number 1 at 116,500. Number 2, Ethereum at 43.27. XRP at number 3 at $3.06. Tether at number 4 with $1. BNB at number 5 at $848. And Solana at number 6 at $184. Coming up this week, news you need to know about. We're going to have the Wednesday FOMC meeting minutes. Doesn't really do much, but we are going to know what happened in the actual meeting. The transcript will be released on Wednesday, but important numbers are coming out this Thursday, which is going to be unemployment claims number. It's currently forecasted at 226. We want a number lower than that. And then we have the manufacturing inflation numbers and the services inflation numbers coming out on Thursday. And then we will on Friday have Fed Powell speaking at the Jackson Hole Symposium. As you saw in the intro, we had the little video here, a little lightheartedness. We got to bring out the happiness, buying the dip, because unfortunately, the last couple of days have not been exciting. We do also have some huge news from World Liberty Finance. They have actually put out their team, Meet the Team. We got President Trump, Eric Trump, Donald Trump Jr., Barron Trump, Chase Hero, Zach Folkman, Stephen Witkoff, Zach Witkoff, Alex Witkoff, Corey Kaplan, Ryan Fang, and also Brandy Reynolds. World Liberty Financial gearing up to be a massive player in the crypto space. And in some crazy, interesting news, people have been talking about MicroStrategy being a potential catalyst for the next black swan in crypto. And it came out today that MicroStrategies is going to be recategorizing their equity guidance. So Strategy today announced an update to its MicroStrategy equity at the money guidance to provide greater flexibility in executing our capital market strategy. Now, as you all know, basically what they're doing is selling shares of the company so they can then go back in and buy Bitcoin, and then they have Bitcoin as their balance sheet. As Bitcoin goes up in price, well, then the MicroStrategy company goes up in price because of the valuation of Bitcoin. But what does happen if the valuation of Bitcoin continues to fall? This new pivot that they're doing is a strategic pivot to maintain Bitcoin's yield of 25% despite shareholder concerns, as evidenced by mixed reaction on X and Reddit discussions questioning Trust and Sailor's approach. One X user, Nick O'Neill, has been absolutely losing his mind over on X about this scenario.
Guys, I had to take a break from my very busy weekend to make this video for all those MicroStrategy bag holders who are in my replies saying that I'm absolutely crazy. I've been receiving a flood of DMs from people who have been giving me inside information about not only their personal experiences working and interacting with Michael Saylor, but it seems like I have some tips on some really questionable stuff involved with their actual business.
And what's really interesting, Nick O'Neill on X, he actually is usually lighthearted, funny, making fun of himself about different things all the time, like how he makes money Bitcoin, he loses money Bitcoin, all of that stuff. Like, I lost $50,000 my Bitcoin, etc. But him to go this far into MicroStrategy, it is a little worrisome. I don't hold any MicroStrategy. I actually don't know any personal people who own MicroStrategy by Michael Saylor. But if you are going to be exposing yourself to Bitcoin, why not just be holding Bitcoin? And in some XRP news, SEC did delay the decision on Grayscale's spot XRP ETF. We'll dive deeper into that. And then also some crazy news here, 200 million XRP worth $606 million was transferred from Ripple to an unknown wallet. So did they buy another company? It'll be interesting to tell over the next couple of days or weeks what company they purchased, because that is a lot of dough right there. Now, today, the Treasury came out and said the Treasury issued a request for comment required by the Genius Act, which furthers the administration's policy of supporting the reasonable growth and use of digital assets as outlined in President Trump's executive order on strengthening American leadership in the digital finance technology space. Well, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent came out and said implementing the Genius Act is essential to securing American leadership in digital assets. Stablecoins will expand dollar access for billions across the globe and lead to a surge in demand for U.S. treasuries, which back stablecoins. It's a win-win-win for everyone involved: stablecoin users, stablecoin issuers, and the U.S. Treasury Department. And the reason this is important is stablecoins are the backbone of crypto trading, used for quick swaps and holding value. And the Genius Act could set clear rules requiring one-to-one reserves for proper licensing. And this might make stablecoins safer, but could also raise costs for companies like Tether or Circle. For you, this means watching how regulation shapes the market. Clear rules could bring more investors, but strict ones might slow innovation. And let's dive deeper into this SEC blocking the XRP ETF or delaying it, pushing it back for now. The SEC has pushed back decision on Truth Social's Bitcoin Ethereum ETF, Solana products from 21 shares in Bitwise and 21 shares Core XRP Trust, all now set for October deadlines. So October will be shaping up to be a big month for the ETF rulings. Most recent ETF extensions are not out of the ordinary. The SEC has been filing ETF extensions all summer, and many of them are shaping up to be deciding in this fall. So in March, Cointelegraph also reported the SEC had delayed decisions on multiple ETF proposals, including products tied to XRP, Litecoin, and Dogecoin. As of right now, BlackRock dominates ETF funds in growth and popularity. BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust dominates the field with more than $87 billion in assets under management. Its scale, liquidity, and brand strength have set it apart, drawing the bulk of flows. Rivals remain far smaller. And the reason this matters is because ETFs are a big deal. They let everyday investors get exposure to crypto without holding it directly. A delay means waiting for institutional money to flow in, which could potentially pump prices for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and XRP. So right now, you know, it would be an amazing thing if all of a sudden a bunch of liquidity come in because we're having this pullback. But it also shows that the SEC is still cautious. Even with a more crypto-friendly chair like Paul Atkins, for traders, this could mean short-term volatility. So keep your eye on these assets as October nears. All right, so let's jump over to XRP in the charts and look for support and resistance and what matters to you right now. Well, first and foremost, we're on the weekly candles right now, and we are looking bullish, okay? So this is our bull bear indicator. We've been green for quite some time, and we've continued to maintain that. Even though this right here on the weekly chart, it just looks like basically consolidation, right? It has this large range. Obviously, that large range is crazy because it's from $3, bodied candles, $2 to $3. So it's a $1 range it was trading in. We did finally break out of that range above these bodied candles here at 302, but then we've recently returned to those areas. But where we're at right now, price-wise, as far as where is our support and resistance on the daily charts, well, when we zoom out and we take a look here, our daily support and resistance is going to give us these areas of interest. So this is our support right here. This is our like ultimate support. If we lose this, then we could be seeing an extreme drop to the downside. That is $2.68. That's our extreme support right now. If for some reason we came all the way down here, we would be in trouble if we lost those zones. Okay. I mean, I'm talking trouble because the next daily support level, our red candle right here, could bring us back to $2.20. Now, I know a lot of people think that that's literally never going to happen. It's impossible for XRP to get there. However, it is a possibility because as we saw this price, this was the last red candle on the Heikinashi dailies before the massive run to the upside. So we're going to keep paying attention to that. Well, the last green candle before this most recent pullback is actually going to be working as our resistance to the upside, right? So we're going to disappear this one because it's not actually what we're going to be paying attention to. We want to stay in these ranges right now. And we're going to actually drop down to our 4-hour candles because it gives us a lot more realistic price expectations. So as we can see, price ran up here and it left us a pullback and a red candle, which is currently acting as our support level. That has been a support level more than one time, August 2nd, 2025. And if for some reason price breaks below our short-term area of $2.90, then that would be the more realistic support like we talked about at the beginning of the video. Now, what we also talked about yesterday is our blue line, the magic blue line on all the different time frames. Well, we talked about yesterday the fact that price was sitting up here and there was a possibility that price would come back and touch off of this 1100 exponential moving average on the 1-hour chart. It did come down and tag that. Price ran up nicely for the day today. It did break above our 30 and 50 exponential moving averages on the hourly, which is great. So right now, what we're waiting for is price to break back above the 10 exponential moving average and start making its way back up into the zone here of $2.42. Now, when we break it down to a smaller time frame, like the 4-hour time frame, we're going to get a lot more opportunities to see support and resistance on the way up as well. So as of right now, price came back down. It did dip right into our zone here that we talked about and then recovered from there. As of right now, we're looking strong on the 4-hour. We've had consecutive green candles, so we are still running to the bullish side. Short-term momentum is starting to curve up, turning green. Mid-term momentum is already outpacing it to the upside, which is real positive. Now, on the negative side of things, our long-term momentum wave on the 4-hour is running bearish. It's red. So that's not great for us right now. So we're waiting for it to break back above $3.11. And if you remember from a couple of days ago, we talked about this zone right here, this green candle needing to break. You can see when we talked about this a couple of days ago, price got to it, rejected. Price got to it again, rejected. Now we're on our third attempt back to the upside. We need to break above $3.14. $3.14 will clear that zone. Then we can start making our way up to the next level. And that next level for us is going to be this green candle for our next level of interference, which will be at $3.26. So it will be interesting to play out because as we saw when we did this drop here, we had a nice big drop But then this one was very static-y, right? It was not a perfect drop to the downside. There was a lot of fighting it, but on our way up, it pumped right through there. Well, on our way down, it's been very static-y as we can see now. So there is a very good likelihood we could just shoot up into here. And if we still continue this momentum from this zone, finally get back to this $3.42. What we're really looking for is price to break back through this $3.58 zone so we can get back into price discovery, breaking into new all-time highs. Some things I'm keeping a very close eye on is the 1100 exponential moving average on those smaller time frame scales. So as we see, the 1 hour acted as a support here. Even though it broke down below there, it just shot into our supply and demand before recovering. It came back to this zone here. Now, what's interesting, if you take a look at Bitcoin, it did the same exact thing. So price came down into the 1 hour 1100 exponential moving average, broke to the upside, tried to retest. It's also trying to break above its 50 exponential moving average and run back to $119,000. What's interesting about Ethereum is it was so far out racing above and beyond what Bitcoin and XRP have done as of recently, that if it has a pullback to its 1 hour, you're looking at $3,700 for Ethereum. But don't think that's going to happen. I think what could happen is price just gets back into the zone tier. Remember, its all-time high is right up here at 4,957. It's going to continue to fight to get through this zone. Hopefully enough sellers have sold off at this point to where we can just blow through this and continue our move to the upside. And then the 1100 exponential moving average will finally catch up to it as it's trending sideways. Now, what we'll take a look at is the 30-minute zone. So as we can see right here, the 30-minute 1100 exponential moving average, there is likelihood the price could come back, retest off of this supply and demand zone here at 4106, and it would touch that. But let's look at the 15. It's probably bouncing off of that now. Yeah, so you can see price has gotten to the 15-minute 1100 exponential moving average for Ethereum. If we take a look at Solana, it actually just fell through the 1100 exponential moving average. And this was our zone we've talked about for a very long time for Solana. So if you take a look at the daily charts when price finally rallied in here, so look at got here, rejected, came back down to this zone and flew up. So right now it's in a very static area of resistance. It needs to break through this $209 zone. Then we can see it start to rally back into these highs.
Hey, bull runners, check this out. If you want to learn how to find the next 10x, 50x, or even 100x altcoin in this video, listen to this. Our research team posted GOAT on the 13th of October of 2024 when it was right at a penny, and since then it rallied to over $1 and it's currently still up over 5,000%. That's like turning $1,000 into over $50,000. Our team called Pendle at only a $16 million market cap, or 16 cents, back on February 18th of 2023, all the way back here, and since then it's rallied up over 4,000%. That's a 40x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $40,000. Our team also called BitTensor Tau September 15th, 2022, before the token was ever even launched. And since then, Tau has rallied over 2,000%. That's a 20x. Our team even said Solana is most likely to be one of the easiest trades next year, and this was posted December 29th, 2022, on the day that Solana bottomed out at around $8. And since then, Solana looks like it's up over 2,500%. That's a 25x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $25,000. And the bull run is just getting started. The list goes on and on and on. Our team called Sui, Ondo, and even some of the biggest cult-based meme coins like MOG back in July 20th of 2023, the day that MOG launched. So if you want to learn how our team is finding these altcoins before they explode, we just launched Altcoin Pro University, where our research team gives you real-time altcoin picks with explosive potential for this bull run, along with 100+ expert curated classes crafted by industry experts to discover these gems yourself, on top of our live weekly calls every single week for in-depth crypto market analysis and daily updates. And that's just a fraction of what we offer inside of Altcoin Pro University. Just go through the link in the description below, get in right now, watch the 26-minute video covering everything that Altcoin Pro University offers,